So before getting into the topic, I quickly want to talk about the additional resources as usual. So we do have our forums for virtual agent and a separate forum for agent chat, AWA, and sidebar in our ServiceNow communities. Do take a look. You'll find very helpful information about what's coming in Vancouver and any new articles and any new ways of integration. So all those informations are available in the communities. All our academies are recorded and posted in our YouTube channel. So please do subscribe our YouTube channel, Conversational Interfaces Academy. Today's session is also recorded and posted in this channel for your future reference. So whenever you want to refer any topic, just go to the channel and you'll find the topics and just go through the details to get some quick help. Today, we are going to do a demo and the details how you can allow your requester in WhatsApp to connect with the agent in ServiceNow. We both have done another session in the past where how a requester using SMS can connect with the ServiceNow agents. So today is the topic with WhatsApp, which may has most of the integration similar to what we have done in the past. Mark will be guiding through all those steps. He'll also do a demo. If you need any deeper information about any Twilio integrations, it's nice to refer the previous academy that we have done with SMS. Our goal for today is we'll give an overview, 3 minutes, how this integration works, and then we do a demo. And then, as usual, we go through all the configuration steps that you need to accomplish this particular integration. And then we leave 5 minutes for the Q&A. For the housekeeping, if you have any questions, please do post all your questions in Q&A, not in the chat. So it's easy for me to go through all the questions at the end of the session, try to respond to all those questions. So with that said, let's get into the topic. So looking at the screen, you might have got an idea that there is no WhatsApp on the left side. It's in the mobile. Requester is in the WhatsApp, Ruby Thomas. And then on the right side, I have the ServiceNow agent workspace where agent is getting the chats and responding to all the requesters that they are receiving. In the middle, I have highlighted what are the available status that an agent can have. There are you can add lot many different available status as per your use case. For this demo, I have added, if it is a case, chat or phone, SMS, WhatsApp, all those chats, when an agent is set status available, the agent will start receiving all those messages. So in this one, when Ruby has needs some help and she connected from the WhatsApp using the Twilio integration, and then I have also shared how the virtual agent is asking some common questions. Hey, please enter your request or make a selection and provide a chat with our agent or get product support or virtual agent feedback or welcome. And WhatsApp requester based on the selection that they made. In this case, it is 1 to connect with the live agent. Then Twilio sends that request to the agent in agent workspace. So as usual for the agent, there is no difference with the experience. They receive the request in their agent inbox. They reject or accept. If they accept, it comes into their agent chat window and they will start responding to the WhatsApp users. There is no difference for the agent experience. Everything stays same. They can use their public chat, private chat. They can send and share files. They can also share the KB articles. If they want to transfer to another agent, they can use the option to transfer to another agent. So everything stays same for the agent side. Now, while on the WhatsApp side, there are a few limitations. Whatever the WhatsApp is providing, let's say there is a file sharing, yes, and emojis, all those things will be shared with the agent from the WhatsApp. These are the few key feature highlights. Like if you look at the screen, I have made it in a way that you can see how a request from the WhatsApp came into the agent workspace. So if you look on the left side in the inbox, so there is a new request that entered for the agent, and it does show that this is coming from the WhatsApp, and I am as uh, if you want like more information, you can do those customizations just to make sure that like it's coming from the WhatsApp. If you wanted it from which region it is coming, all those you can add it based on your use case. I have also added like time to accept, just to make aware the agent we are giving 15 minutes for the agent to accept this particular request from the WhatsApp. You can change your time based on your use case. So you can initiate WhatsApp conversations with or without virtual agent. It's not mandatory that you need virtual agent, but if you want some common questions to be asked before it connects to an agent, you can use virtual agent. But if you doesn't want and directly wants to connect to an agent, yes, you can directly connect to your live agent. And it also allows to search the articles, community posts, and knowledge articles within agent chat, and agent can share those informations. So every WhatsApp chat that gets into the work item, it also can show that which agent is working on that particular work item for the WhatsApp. So every troubleshoot that you do on the for the agent side in the ServiceNow, everything stays same. With that said, I'm going to hand over to Mark to do a demo how this integration works. Over to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you. I am going to take control of the screen here. And can everyone see my screen? I should see my mobile device on the left, and on the right, the agent screen. Sammy, can you see the screen okay?
Yes, it looks good.
Okay, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do is a quick demo, and then we'll get into the setup steps here. So again, we're on a mobile device, and on the right-hand side, we've got our agent. So what I'm going to do first of all is John, my agent, is going to make himself available, and under these statuses, as you've seen earlier, we've got chat, case, phone, SMS, and WhatsApp available. And you can toggle these on or off, and you can also specify different ones. So you can see I've got another enable one here that doesn't have anything in it currently right now. We don't have any other channels. So from an omni-channel standpoint, you can set these up very easily if they're away, on break, etc. So that's under the advanced work assignment and routing piece of it. Very easy, and we'll take a look on how to set those things up here as well. So, and currently I made myself available for WhatsApp, and from my mobile device, I'm actually going to join, in this case, my sandbox. And what you can see has come up. It says you're now available for your sandbox, and I've got a keyword saying hi, which is going to initiate that session going across. Let me just, I was doing some practice sessions here earlier. Let me just end up. So the reason I did that here is if your session does get disconnected, you can continue the conversation there as well. So now I'm going to actually go and do hi. And you can see that we've got a variety of different options in here. During the configuration stage is where you can set what these values are. So earlier today, I added in the business support hours. This is a virtual agent communication. So in this case here, from a WhatsApp user, I would just click on 1 to check what the business support hours are. And this is all coming from the virtual agent. Is there anything else I can assist you with? Yes, there is. In this particular case, from the virtual agent conversations, you set those up and you tell it which channels, in this case WhatsApp, you want these to be available, and then it automatically will add it into here. So for the purpose of our demo today, we're going to actually go through and chat with an agent. So I'm going to do number 2. And on the right-hand side, you'll see that this has now come in. Now I've set it only for a minute for accept. And I've given the options for accept and reject. Again, this is fully configurable. It's not customizations, so it's all done at a business level. And we have a certain time period to do this. After that time period, it goes back into the queue. Anyone else who is in this particular queue will then have access to this record and it will go over to the next person. It will not send it to me again. And you can see that it's picked up who I am when I'm logging in. So I'm actually going to go through here and accept. And the reason that it's picked up my name is because I have the corresponding phone number within the system. If it doesn't, it will just say guest, and you can always update that information as you're going through. So once this comes through, you'll see on the left-hand side, it's automatically come up with a quick message here. And we do have a variety of different things, as Sammy was mentioning earlier. We have the public chat, the private chat, which is internally with there. And then we've also got some quick actions here. And within these quick actions area, there's a couple ways we can do it. You can either go from the clicking on it and going into these various items. Autopilot will allow you to initiate a virtual chat session. So if a question comes up and it is a long drawn out, I need to change my address. Rather than have your agents deal with it, you can set up what's called an autopilot, and that will then flip it back over to the virtual agent, who will then ask questions, get responses from that user, ask another question, get a response, and all of that will go seamlessly through that virtual agent experience. And once it's finished, it will then release the virtual agent experience and put it back into the agent's hands so they can continue on with it. So very nice feature, something that you can ask about and look into is the autopilot pilot feature. The other options that we have here, if we need to create a case, you can set up creating incidents. So there's a variety of different things. So in this particular case here, I'm going to go in, and if I do a /R, this will give us our response templates, and we have a few different ones, and you can put in different codes. So in this case here, I can say GM for good morning, select on it, and then I can send this across, and you'll see that this will pop up over on the left-hand side. Again, we can use the on the side here. Thanks. Hope you're having a good morning as well. And I'm using the voice on that particular one. And you can see that this kind of goes back and forth. The autopilot feature, again, if I select on the autopilot feature, if the question comes up, hey, what are your business hours? I can actually just punch this over to the virtual agent instead of having to type anything in. The virtual agent takes control, and you can see now it's finished, and now the autopilot is off. So that's kind of how it works, but you can do long drawn out ones there as well. If you do need to transfer it to another queue, you can do that. Transferring to an agent, adding attachments, as well as from this side here, if I would like to take a picture within my item here. Oh, my photos do not work on this particular phone. So if I go under here, and I'll just go under my gallery, and I'll just take a picture of one of my plants and add that in. This will get uploaded, and you can see that this upload will go through here and will now be appropriately added to this record here as well. Now I'm going to expand the screen here so we can see all of our different details that we have. From here, once you're in this particular interaction record, we can go in and create a case. We can set up different buttons. Again, all configurable, not customized. So make sure you understand the difference between the two. Customization would be coding. Configuring is just going into the back end, using drag and drop and telling the system what you'd like it to do. So all of these buttons and everything, you would just add these through a configuration process. We do have the ability to add additional things within the agent workspace as well. If we want to add additional attachments outside of the flow for the WhatsApp, we can do that as well. And we can also change the look and feel of what we have here to clear out some space and make things bigger. Again, fully configurable. So in this case here, I'm going to go in and end this conversation here so we can get into the setup portion of the demo. And if I go back to my side here, you can see that the conversation has ended here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip over. Let's go back over to here and let's go to the configuration walkthrough. So there's a few things that we're going to need to do. So from a plugins and roles standpoint, there are a few different plugins that would have to be installed. The conversational integration with WhatsApp. We'll have to do a couple setup things there. Virtual agent topics, if you want to use the virtual agent side of thing, and then making sure that you have the advanced work assignment components and those plugins installed. There is a link for documentation here as well. From the integration side within the instance that you have, you would need to set up a Twilio account, and that would be through twilio.com. Once you go in and set all of those up, you'll be given an SID number and a token, your phone number, and then what your WhatsApp join and your computer container name that you would use to do that. From the ServiceNow side of things, set up an instance, whether that be a developer instance, trial instance, or a full-blown instance, you would set that up. And then we'll go through and do the configuration pieces of those. And that's going to go through where we add in the account, we make sure they're all working, we set up the different spokes, and the webhooks and all that, those types of things. And all of that information is given. So this is what the screen will look like when we go into it. And then once those are done, then we'll go into the channels, making sure everybody's enabled for notifications, making sure that we've got the right channels associated, the statuses, and all of those types of things for there. And we will go in and take a look at these service channels and some of these other areas here as well. Finally, from here is from the advanced work assignment, setting that up so that when the WhatsApp comes in, it goes into the right queue. And you can set those up to be automatically go to a specific agent, or you can have the system set it up that it goes into a round robin or some sort of queuing system where people can choose whether they're going to accept that or not. If you don't want to do it that way, you can, again, turn those options off. Very easy to do that as well. So let's go into the live setup steps here. And let me just go back into here and we'll take a look here. So the first thing that we need to do here is we need to go under that plugins area. And if we go under the WhatsApp, type in WhatsApp, you can see that I've got my conversational integration with WhatsApp powered by Twilio is here and up to date. One thing to keep in mind, if you have loaded in these plugins previously, make sure that they're up to date because there are updates that happen and it will say update required or update needed. And once it does, you just select on it, choose the update and make sure it goes through. So just double check that those are up to date if you've already done those installs. And there was that list. I'm not going to go through each of the plugins that you need to install from that standpoint. The next thing we want to do is go under the conversational interfaces area. Now you can go in under the all and type these in. I've favorited a bunch of these already within the list, and then I've also got them tabbed up here. So if you're going to be doing this, it's very easy just to make a favorite list on these, and this is where we are right now under the conversational interface area. From this screen, this is where we can actually go in and do a variety of different things. If we want to add a bot to a portal, look at bot conversations that we want to add within this, check the interfaces, etc. And there's a bunch more that you can do. And these are just how to set these things up, and we'll take you to the correct areas to do that. But under our settings area, this is where we're actually going to go in and make sure that WhatsApp is in the system. So it's been installed within the system. If it's not, you can, if you haven't done it through the plugins area, you can go through the general and click on install, and it will just basically install that component for you. Let's just wait for this to come up here. And what this will allow you to do is see all of the different areas within the system. So we can see these are our installed plugins. And if we go under our channels and routing, currently we have 6 channels installed. And within this one, I've got Teams integration, I've got Slack, I've got WhatsApp, Amazon Connect. So there's a variety of different integrations that you can do, but this is done through that channels and integrations area through the general tab. And then if you want to set up some virtual agent things, you can go in here, like branding and things like that can be done through this particular area. That is for another webinar. From the Twilio standpoint, there's that SID number that we had. There's an authentication token. And when you set these up and do connect, it should come up and say connected to Twilio and give you the corresponding phone number. And this should populate with the information that is provided from Twilio. And that once you have this connected to Twilio, then you know the connection is good. And then you could actually go on to the next steps. Nothing more from this screen that you need to do in this particular one. You would then go in, get your ServiceNow instance up and running, however that may be. And then from here, we're going to go in and do a variety of different things. In this case here, I'm going to turn off this banner along the top, or actually just move this over to the bottom right, just to get it out of the way here. And in this case here, this is our service channels. There are some pre-service channels out of the box, and you can see that there are a variety of different ones here. You could have multiples and just tell them this is a case for customer service, or you could have a case for a different table attached to a different table if you wanted to. In this case here, we've got a WhatsApp interaction record. So I'm going to actually open up this particular record. And in here shows us a variety of different information within the system. So if you only want this to pop up with certain conditions, you can set those up as well. In this case here, we've got a subtype of messaging live interaction that says it is a WhatsApp. But if there are additional conditions that need to be met in order for that WhatsApp to be able to be accessible, you can set these up in here. And then from down at the bottom, there's a few different things we can do. The capacity and utilization. So in this case here, we're saying for any particular agent, they can only have a maximum of 4 at a time, and everyone that comes in counts as 1. So you could say there's a maximum of 4, but if it meets certain conditions, then the default work size is actually worth 2. So you'd only be able to do 2 at a time. So that's something to look at as well. But by default, usually it's just 1, and you can set your default capacity here. Once you reach 4, if any other ones come in, they will not be able to pull these in. If you want to override, you can definitely do that. And which queue is associated with that is our WhatsApp queue here. From the standpoint of the agent queuing, this is where we would actually go into our agent WhatsApp queue. Again, if we have any conditions, we can meet those. If there's any eligibility assignments there, we could do that. Now there is the grouping, and this, once we select on this particular group, we can then go in, take a look at this particular group, and I'm going to open this preview window here. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to add in the particular member. So who is going to be able to see this WhatsApp when it comes in? In this case, John or Ruby Thomas, who's the other agent. If you want to do a group, you can set this up. So different roles, groups, etc. All of this is done from within that area on the groups. Once those have all been set up, we would then go under our present states. And in this case here, we've got all our available states, and you can set them up for a variety of different things. In this case here, I'm going to say for the CSM agents. And from this standpoint here, this is where you would tell it which service channels are available within this particular, I believe it was, within our I must have closed the other window. Within our agent here, when we have our drop down, this is where we're telling it what is going to be available is under this presence area here. And then you can say show all channels, show all groups, etc., and do some restrictions there. Finally, when you go down to it, you're going to set up your user, and this was the user that I did, and make sure that that user within the system, because we have a corresponding phone number, it knows who we are, they're already in the system, make sure that they're enabled. If it is a guest user, then it uses the guest account, and just make sure that guest account is enabled as well. But it will create a user within the system if you want it to when that WhatsApp comes in. So it will take the information, and you can have a workflow that would actually create a new user within your system in order to get that done. And from a setup standpoint, that's really all that needs to be done from that setup piece of it. And let's see here. And that was really all that I had from the setup thing. I think we have a few minutes left. And it looks like there are a couple Q&A questions, and there are a variety in the chat area. Sammy, do you want to start going through some of those, and I'll stop the share?
Sure. So there is a question in chat. What about the security? Is there something that can be set up in this configuration?
Okay, in what respects from a security?
Like when setting up from the WhatsApp to ServiceNow, let's say, is there any security that can be checked in the WhatsApp so that the bad users don't get connected with the ServiceNow agents?
Victor, do you know offhand? There are different settings that you can do that can do some validation within here. I don't know if Victor's on or.
From the product perspective, so we are not adding any special securities capabilities for the product, but from the ServiceNow platform side, for any set of integrations, you can connect with the integrations team. Your solution consultant or your account executive can help you to get connected with the integration department, who can help you to add the different set of securities to add it to your integration. That's one. And I have two more questions in Q&A. Doctor, Victor, do you want to take a shoot at this question? This is related to virtual agent team integration.
Which question?
So when using virtual agent team integration with live agent chat, does ServiceNow recognize when a user performs a reaction to a chat comment? We are seeing that user are apparently reacting to a chat comment, which support techs believe is supposed to be captured. We find nowhere that suggests it should work.
It's not.
So that's not available. And then we have another question from Katie. With this WhatsApp integration within a live agent, so we also demoed how to add virtual agent before WhatsApp connects to the live agent. So when using virtual agent, if NLU is enabled, will that also work in WhatsApp? Will that work?
Yeah, I mean, I can answer that one. From a virtual agent standpoint, all we're doing is pointing the virtual agent to the WhatsApp. So the NLU is the same as what it would be if you were doing virtual agent through a portal or some other means. So that is all done on the virtual agent side of things. It's not done in the WhatsApp side, which means that when the WhatsApp is pulling that virtual agent, it's actually doing everything from within that virtual agent side of things. So the answer is yes. The NLU associated information would be there because it's utilizing directly from that virtual agent side. It's not something that has to be configured within WhatsApp.
Okay, thanks, Mark. We have one more question. This is the last question. Is there a way to post the incident or request number created by live agent during the interaction on close of a conversation? I'll try to answer this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as agents can share the incident or request created with the users, whether in SMS or then WhatsApp, but make sure the user requester in WhatsApp has access to ServiceNow, because it goes as a link from the agent. So when the WhatsApp requester clicks on the link, it opens in ServiceNow. So they do need access to ServiceNow to look into those incidents or request numbers and the details.
And that would be done through a portal. So they would need access to ServiceNow through, and you could give them access through a portal. So they would have a login. So they're authenticated within that portal. And that would also ensure that they only see the records that they are able to see and that they have rights and roles to see. So once they do log in with that authentication, they'll be able to see that new one that was created for them. But they would only see that record. They won't see any other records. It's not like a blanket. Once they log in, they can see everything.
Thank you, Mark. With that said, we don't have any more questions and we are end of the session. Thank you everyone for making time to attend our session today. We'll see you soon with another topic after 2 weeks.
Thank you.